WIPIN has stopped by at the house. All right, so are you ready to lead?
Yeah.
Are you leaders already?
Yes.
So leadership. This is Leading with Soul, which is the theme of tonight's, of the entire conference. And so John Quincy Adams once said something kind of profound. And he said, if your actions, I hope you can see that, the lights in here, we're trying to keep it bright and alive. But he says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And I want to focus on one thing here, your actions. It's your actions that inspire others to do more or dream more or be more, and you are a leader. And so we're going to talk about actions. And one of the things that people know that have been to these conferences before is that I like for you to have actions. I like you to have objectives. I like you not to just show up and hope that something wonderful happens, but that you will do something absolutely wonderful. So there are people in this room that are already leaders. That's what you do, and you are here because this is what leaders do. They continue to learn. Would you agree or disagree?
Agree.
So you're here. You invest in yourself to do this. There are some of you that are leader finalists. You're already leading organizations. You're a finalist. You've been doing something wonderful, and you said, let's step up. Let's see what this will do. Let's see what the next step is, how we can leverage this. And so congratulations. We're going to pick a new Head Industry Woman of the Year tomorrow night. Woo! History making, the fourth one ever in the world. And two of them are with us in this room tonight. And then we are also some of the people in this room are aspiring leaders. Maybe you haven't stepped into a leadership role yet, or maybe you're just building the leadership around you. And so you're in the perfect right place. Because first, we have to lead ourselves. This is something that I actually coach a lot of leaders. But what I find within my own life is that if I'm working on me, I'm going to affect better change in everyone else. So I'm proud of you. Bravo for being here. Yay. And I'm so excited with the beginning is always one of those where I might have a goal, and we have a goal within WIPIN as we're doing everything with the team, is that we want you, on especially this first night, you've just gone to 2 breakouts. Now we're doing the opening. We're going to have a panel. Then we're going to have the Woman of the Year. We have a special guest for you. And after tonight, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go home and go, it was worth it. Today was worth it. Right there, I got all my money's worth. Does that make sense? Yeah. I was like, I'm so happy I'm here. How many feel that way already? Woo! Yeah. The breakout I heard was amazing. All of them. I got to sit in a little bit, and I was like, I wish I could see more. I wish I could see more. So if you got that, fabulous. What I'm also understanding is that some of you would like the handouts, and so from Jennifer Williams all the way along, I'm positive that if I know Alicia and the speakers, they will be sent to you in their entirety, whether or not you went to that session or not. How does that sound? Okay. That way you're going to get what other people learned, and maybe you'll get together with somebody that went to somebody else's session, and you'll be able to say, walk me through this, so that you'll be able to get it. So this is wonderful. All right, you're going to notice that today it's a little bit different. We've got frames in the back of me right now, and here's what I have to say. The frame that I'm putting this conference in is leadership. And I believe that the frame of mind that you are in as a leader is all imperative to your success. It's all about mindset. I work on mindset more than I do anything else. So we're going to talk about that mindset. I want to share with you some things so that you really have this great frame of mind. And I think you know, if you haven't been with WIPIN very long, and by the way, we have a new member that's in this room today to join today. So I love that. What is your frame of mind? And so I want you to be asking that over and over and over again as we go. But right now, what I want to do is share with you something. And normally, I go right into what are you here for. But I wanted to put it in context, especially for some of you that are going through different things. And this has been the 4th year we've been doing this. We are a startup still. This is our 4th conference ever. And I would love to tell you that it's getting easier and better.
It's getting better.
It's getting better. It's getting better, but as I was loading up my 1-ton truck the second time to bring everything here, and we were unloading, sweating everywhere, and I was using every breath I have to do it, I was thinking to myself, what the heck? But it's all worth it. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yes.
I want to put this into context about frame of mind. And there was period in my life where things were not going very well. And I hate to say that because I never believe that there's a full day that's bad, just moments that are bad. But I was going through some kind of things that were outside of my control, my locus of control. And one of them is that my mother and I was very tight to my mother and father. They could not have children. And so, so they adopted them. And so I am the adopted daughter of two amazing, remarkable people. And they were in their 40s when they adopted me. And back then, that was old. Now it isn't, but they were like grandparents at that time. And they were so wonderful. I was blessed to have incredibly good parents. And then on a period in my life when my mother had a stroke. And now you all know, some of you are at that place now where you're caring for parents. And when my mother had a stroke, it completely altered everything. And I was the one who was closest. So I had to change my life to be with her and help her. But what happens many times is that the man in the situation, my mother and father had been married 55 years, he dies. He couldn't, what? He just couldn't live without my mother the way it was. So I was going through massive grief. I was married at this time to a lovely man, and he only took forever to be married. But I was married that one time for 26 years. But anyway, he had 2 children. And so we made a decision, though, that we would bring my mother in. We took her in, she was moved into a nursing home. She had aphasia and couldn't speak, and she was dying there. And so I looked at my husband and we said, let's move her to the farm. I live on a farm. So we moved Mom in. Now, I don't know if you've ever done this or you've cared for anybody, but it's not an easy thing to do, even when you love them wonderfully. She didn't speak very much, so she lived with me and my husband. And so I thought to myself, this is kind of hard. I'm running businesses, trying to get myself together. But we do what we have to do. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. So then in the middle of all of this, and I was trying to be as strong as I possibly could, my husband has 2 daughters, and the oldest one has 2 boys from 2 different men. And she was with one that wasn't very nice. There wasn't a father of either of those. And one day she showed up on our doorstep. Come on in. So they moved in. The expression I have on my face right now is about what I was like then. When will this stop? He was an abusive man, so we brought her in and we took care of the kids. And we said, my husband and I made a point and said, you will not go back to this man, right? It's dangerous. We could lose our grandchildren. Promise us. Oh, I promise. At the end of the summer, she went back. So it was September 1st, the grief of my father, my mother living with us. We just lost our grandchildren, we felt, to a really bad situation. I looked at my husband and he looked at me and I said, I know what we have to do. We're going to get a puppy. Now I'm telling you, the people who don't understand, don't, for the pet industry, don't get how important that little statement is. Would you guys agree? So I was like, we are off to get a puppy that day. It was September 1st. I will never forget it. We looked up, we of course were going to get a happy puppy. We decided to get a yellow lab. And we did our research, we found a great breeder, and we went in and we said, we're just gonna see. And we walked in, and the puppies are spilling all over everything, right? If you want happiness, you just need to be around puppies. And there was one that was sitting kind of on the side, he was kind of calm, and he had this energy, and he just drew us in. And so we took him home. A little roly-poly yellow lab boy, we call him Earl. And I'm going to tell you something, nothing is better than a puppy for grief and for pain and disappointments and fear, and this puppy took it all. I mean, this was an angel dog, like little wings on this dog. It was like crazy. And we poured everything into the dog. My mother loved this dog. All the animals loved the dog. Earl was perfect. And I have to say that I didn't realize how much love and attention I was giving that dog. And things got better until the day that my husband accidentally drove over him with a farm truck. Oh. I hate telling that part of the story. Obviously, he did not mean to do it. Earl was snatched. Sometimes things just keep happening to you. sometimes we have to go through that to get to the next thing. Would you agree?
Mhm.
So, all the things that you were not supposed to do, I did. I went to get another puppy immediately. That day, no research. I picked her up in the dark. It's important that I say that. Because if there isn't any light at all. We had a boy, so we got a girl. We had Earl, so we went with Ellie. We had an angel dog. And we got a devil. Now, I don't blame Ellie. I'm positive it was probably a middle or something. I don't even know where I was. I was so distraught. Does that make any sense? We just get Shauna a puppy immediately. And so we went. My mom was with us, and we brought this dog home, and this dog had everything that you could possibly imagine wrong with it. It was in pain, it bit, it was miserable, it peed, it did everything. It was in pain. I knew it was in pain. My mother hated this dog. I mean, it bit at her, and my mom had a stroke. I mean, she was just like pushing it away. The other dogs hated this dog. I mean, it was like, and she was like a devil dog. And I was beside myself. I mean, with all the other crap going on, now I had a dog that was absolutely out of control, right? And I thought to myself, I can't make this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Now, you've got this in your businesses maybe, or times in your life where you're just like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do it. I'm going to give her back. I couldn't give her to a friend. I would do that. And then I went, am I going to let the dog be? This is a dog. This is a dog. They love, they serve. Am I going to let a dog beat me? I really considered it. And then I went, no. This is way before I was in the pet space. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to love it out of her. And that's what I said about Julie. I mean, seriously, I was just like, I am more strong. I am more powerful. How many of you have done that to anything that's happened in your life? Yes? I can do this. So I got busy taking, what did we say? Actions. Leaders take actions. So I did all kinds of things. I started reading things. I decided to go get educated. I decided to go get dog training. Yes? Hello, everybody's nodding. We're dog trainers in here. And really, it's not dog training, it's people training. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I walked in, and here's what happened. I was so irritated. Ellie had gone to the place where she was just, everything she did, I hated. She was always bumping and doing and grabbing, and everything I said was, no, stop it! And then I was like grabbing her, I was manhandling her, it was horrifying. So I go and we're wrestling and getting out of the car and everything. And so the trainer comes up to me and she said, so, you can tell I was a mess. We get out of the car and she goes, what do you want to do here? And I went, I'll tell you what I want to do. I said I wanted to quit fighting, quit piddling, quit doing everything. And she goes, thank you so much. So what do you want to do with Ellie? And I said, I told you, I want her to stop doing this. And I want her to quit peeing. And I want her to quit fighting. And I want my mother to like her. And she said, all right, I get what you don't want. What do you want? And I said, what? She said, what do you want with the dog? And I thought I had explained that really, really well. Matter of fact, I was positive. But I had framed it all in one. That's all. And I have to tell you, most of us do just that. I don't want her to do this. I don't want her to do that. I want her to stop this. I want her to stop that. I want her to quit. So she says, well, what do you want? I went, I want her to mind. And she goes, well, that we can work on. I said, okay. I'm like this, okay. And she says, this is what you're going to do. And this is Ellie. She says, no matter what Ellie does, no matter how bad it is, no matter anything, not talk to her unless she's doing something right. And I said, there's going to be silence at my house. Because this dog doesn't do anything. And she said, then you're going to be quiet. Can you do this? It's another thing with leadership. Taking action and taking advice. Would you agree?
Yes.
So I said, okay, I'm going to give it a go. So we go home. I paid this woman, not going to say anything to Ellie if she didn't do something right. And we get there and Ellie's being pure Ellie. Running and everything. And I was like, what? And finally I just did this. I just turned my back on her. Ellie stops what she's doing, runs over and sits in front of me. And I go, good girl. And Ellie does this. And I go, really good girl. And she's like, and I went, it's good work. Yes, good work. From that day on, I only praised Ellie. From that day on, I only said, good girl. You'll not believe this. It wasn't Ellie. Where is she? Is she now? Or then? Ellie, it wasn't. Ellie was, it turns out to be the best dog I ever had. She is now passed. This was over 10 years ago. Well, no, this wasn't over 10 years ago. She just passed recently, but it was 10 years ago when she was a puppy. She lived to be a ripe old 10 and a half, I think, 11. But what I want to make a point is that since then, and in my life and in my coaching, I cannot tell you how often people talk about what they do not want. So for tonight's session, for us going through what you're going to get out of this conference, we must only focus on what you want. Let's get back to Ellie. Let me tell you what we want. Many times in these first opening, I would say that WIPIN is a place where no mean girls are allowed. But we're all sometimes mean girls. I find that that'll happen to me. Why? I lose focus on what I want, and I start talking about what I don't want. With me? Mm-hmm. Even in this, I don't want to be cold. I better bring a sweater so that I can wear layers. Making sense? I don't know if there's anything that I can eat. Well, find what you can eat. Figure out, this is what women do. I go, I don't want to eat junk food anymore. So what am I thinking about all the time?
Exactly.
Instead, I say, from now on, I want what? Healthy choices. So this is a change in mindset about what you want. And so what we want is through WIPIN, with every member, we want your ideas. We want your best selves. We want you to come up and say, hey, I've got an idea to make this better. We want the best of you all the time. What do you want? That's what we're going to determine tonight. But before I do this, I want to go through a couple of guidelines. Is this where I'm at? Who do I want to be at this conference? This is what you need to ask yourself. I have a coaching client, and she is so great because whenever we're talking about how do I deal with an issue, how do I deal with a client that's, or one of my teammates that is not giving me what they need, and what we're talking about is, who do I want to be in this? After 26 years, I went through a divorce. Never thought this would happen to me. But based on the work that I do, what I wanted, here's what I said. I want to be kind. Can I do that? And I want to be fair. So when you're looking at what you want, when you're interacting with somebody, when you want not just what, I want to get the most out of this that I can get. Of course you do. But who are you going to be in that as well? So that's a questionnaire guideline. The next one is, your health is up to you. So I want you to take care of your health, which means whatever we have done everything in our power during this conference to make sure it's gluten-free, that you have vegetarian choices, all of that. But it's not up to us. Who's it up to? You. And what I do is I always say, Alicia, shame on you for putting all that chocolate in the breaker. And the other day, there's the nuts that are filled with smoky salt. And Alicia went, don't them. But whose responsibility is it not to eat them? Mine. Next, when it comes to temperature in here, I love this slide. Michelle, one of the teammates, put it together, 3 layers, because it could get cold. Everybody get this? That's a little guideline. Another guideline that we're going to do is, this is your agenda. You were given an agenda. Keep your agenda. So who is in charge of where you're going? We're leaders. So I'm just going to remind you of that because you would be surprised how often, and I do this, I always say, how do you, and this is what my team says to me, Google it, Shauna. Now I don't ask anymore. What do I do? Google it. So I'm asking us to Google it, bring your own agendas, keep it. This room is the hub. So all of the table, we've got the magazine table, we've got Pep Talk, we've got everything. Dr. Yuki's over there. We've got Sturdy Products, we've got blog pods, we've got the IBPS, we've got the financial people, and this is all the gifts of what the winners get. And so this was all donated, so you want to go look at this stuff, and I know you want to take it home. You cannot. So all of these people are in here. This is the hub. So when you have breakfast in the morning, even though the hotel offers the breakfast, you can eat it in here. Does that make sense? Yeah. There'll be slides, there'll be music going on, lunch is in here a couple of times. This is the hub. And so know that and always keep your agenda. The next thing is, look, the swag. We have a great swag bag. Thank you to Dog is Good. We're going to unpack that later. Where is she? And then we also have the neck wallets. Are they beautiful? Mm-hmm. Amazing. And that was from Sturdy Products, and they're fabulous. And then lastly, it's the team that knows what's going on and is there for you. I don't know. Can I say that again? I don't know. So when you come up to me and say, Shauna, and I'm just going to go, Alicia, or someone. Alicia doesn't like to be called out. She is in the church. Don't look at her. Don't look at her. Then I also have the same woman who actually even longer than Elisa. My best buddy was a teacher of mine at one time and now is my writing buddy every year. She does things like buys the apples and says, don't you reimburse me. And then she works like a dog for us. Marianne Doherty. I don't think she knows what's going on either, but you could ask her. And then we have a couple of other people. Michelle in the very back of the room is the newest. You guys know her as she takes care of numbers. She's doing the credit for the first time ever. Major stress. And then we also have this great couple that's taking the photos, and both Brent and Sierra, they're the Casablancas, and they're maybe they're going to take a lot of pictures of us. We also have a photographer for tomorrow night. We have, and then we hired someone through Craigslist that has turned out fabulous. We call her Alicia's slave, but her name is actually Jamie, and she's right there. And we're videotaping, and so Kelly, thank you for being here so that we can have some of this and it's going live. By the way, we did the Breakfast of Champions this morning. It's already on Facebook. Has anybody seen it and liked it? It looks fabulous. So we're going to be doing the social media. Do we have a social media slide? I don't know if I'm in the wrong place. I probably am. All right, next, we are going to go, we'll put this social media, but I believe it's at WIPIN, isn't it? At WIPIN 2016. So if you're going to do any of the social media, it's at WIPIN 2016. All right, let's get into what's in it for you. In front of you, you have your capture books. We do these on a yearly basis because they're tiny. They can fit inside next to your phone. If you're like me and I can't get it fast enough in my phone, I need something to write on. So we give those to you to stick in a pocket, stick in a bag, stick behind your phone so that you can use them. Go ahead and you can open them up. We're going to take some things and do some stuff. If you write your own way to capture notes, that's great. But we are going to go into a session right now where we're going to figure out what you want. So if you would do me this great favor and sit back in your chair, we're going to do a small guided meditation to get you present and ready to work tonight. Lean back, put your feet flat on the floor. Drop your hands on your thighs, palms up and open, not touching. Lower your shoulders. Drop your chin. Your eyes are shut. As you just become present in the moment, feel the chair under your thighs, the feet, the floor under your feet. And I'd like you to take a deep breath in through your nose Good, it's your first one, so let it out slowly through your mouth. Let your whole body sink down, relax your shoulders, everything, go all the way out. Now take another deep breath in. Really feel your abdomen expand. It's buoyant and wonderful, and then let it all out. Good. Nice. Let's do one more deep breath in. There yet. As big as you can get, all the way to the top. Hold it, hold it. And let it out. Nice. And right now, I'd like you to just vision that there's this fabulous light pouring into this room. It's touching you on the forehead. You're going to relax your forehead muscles, relax your face muscles, and let it just drip right down your shoulders and your body, all the way down, down, down. And now, when you're in this relaxed state, I want you to let your mind wander just a little bit. You're going to let your mind float, and you're going to envision yourself on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday of this week, and you just finished really having a conference that was your best experience. You're either getting on a plane or you're getting into your car. And you're going to go ahead and just envision the feeling that you have right now. The excitement, the idea. And what was the one or two things that you said, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I needed most in my business. What might it be? From an idea, to a resource, to a plan or a path. Good. And now you're going to kind of let your mind wander over faces. Who was it that you met, that you really learned from, or that you want to know better? The smiles. You've already met some people from last night, or today, or a breakout, or the hallway. Let all the faces just float through. And you don't maybe know who it is yet, but who might you want to meet in this room, or somebody that you would like to meet, and maybe someone in this room knows that person. Let all the faces float through. Nice. And now, one more thing that you're going to think about. What was it that made it so worth the investment of your time, of your finances, of your energy? Something that you said, that right there. Let it all flow and let your mind provide the answers for you. Good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to feel your toes inside your shoes. You're going to draw some energy from the earth in this room that we're sitting in, and you're going to bring that energy up through your toes. So wiggle your toes just a bit, feel them, and bring the energy up through your legs. Feel it coming up. It's your mind doing this, so really add wonderful, deep, rich colors. Bring it up into your legs and into the backs of your hands so that you can wiggle your fingers just a little bit. Feel the energy coming up, 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 more and more as you become more and more energized, as you come up your arms and up your torso. If you want to, you can sort of move your shoulders around a little bit. You can roll your neck. Nobody's looking. You've got your eyes shut, so go in and come up, up, up. More and more, you just at this fabulous place, and you're going to come all the way up to your face until you come up to your eyes, opening your eyes, feeling energized and refreshed. Yeah? So here's what we do. Get your capture or your paper, and you're now going to write what came to you. You have a question. Ask yourself, what is the one thing that you want? What is it? What is the one thing you want to learn about in the next 3 days? What would help your business the most? So take a minute and write down some things you think would be most pivotal for you to learn. You're here for a reason. Thank you. And if there's more things, great, we can keep adding them in, but now we're gonna ask the second question, which is, who is it? What's the face? Who do you want to meet? And it doesn't have to be the name of a person necessarily, but someone who might be a mastermind partner with you, someone who might do accountability, someone you might like to partner with, someone maybe that you could mentor. Who is someone? Or who might you want to meet from someone inside this room that might know someone? Who is the person I want you to think of next? General who, or specific, or both. And lastly, you've already envisioned this. So at the end of this, I will feel that the entire investment has been worth it when remember this is action taking. 3 days from now, what would you really feel that this whole thing was just so worth being in this room, in this hotel, in this state? So we have objectives. I'll let you keep finishing up as we talk about, all right, I know what I want to learn. I know generally who I would like to meet, the kind of person that might be able to help me, or that I could help, or that they might know. And the whole thing will be so good if and when. And what we're going to do is we're going to share, because the answers that you seek are in this room. So what I would like is for you to get into groups of 3. Now, don't before you move. By the way, somebody that you know is great, but somebody that you've never met before. Remember, one of the things that we want to do is WIPIN, especially for people who've never been here before. We have people, we're international. We have people from New Zealand, we have people from Finland, we have people from London, we have people from Tokyo, who lives in Tokyo now. So, I mean, hello, people come everywhere to come here. So I'd like you to get together with somebody that maybe you don't know, or maybe you just like the fact that they're in blue. I don't care. But you're going to meet, get in groups of 3, and what we're going to do is we're going to share. I'll tell you how we're doing this. Each person gets 3 full minutes, a minute for each of the things that you really want. Talk, put it in context, and then let the other people say, I can help you right now. Or what if or help them clarify what they're really doing. So you, all by yourself, get 3 full minutes with these other 2 people. With me? Then we'll give the other person 3 minutes. So this is you saying, I am here for these reasons, so that the other people can love on you and try to help you home what those goals are. Everybody get this? So stand up for a second, or move over, or figure it out, but get in groups of 3. And I want to see groups of 3 collections.
I know, that's where I'm at.
And then find a place to sit.